Hi everyone, so today I am making a giant Snickers bar and I thought I would bring you along for the journey. Here's what you're going to need if you want to make your own giant Snickers bar. A Tupperware box, milk chocolate, 150 grams of butterscotch chips, but we don't have such a thing as butterscotch chips in the UK, so I'm using butterscotch syrup, 256 grams of creamy peanut butter, 78 grams of butter, half a cup of evaporated milk, 225 grams of sugar, 156 grams of marshmallow fluff, 1.5 cups of salted peanuts, and 453 grams of chewy caramels. Only again, we don't have chewy caramels in the UK, so I'm stuck using a sauce for that as well and hoping it's good enough. And a minimum of 12 Snickers bars. I've got 24. Welcome to my kitchen. So to start off this monstrosity of a Snickers bar, we first have to line our Tupperware box because this is going to make it easier to get the Snickers bar out at the end. Cling film. Right. Just going to drape it over the sides and push it in. Let's get started. So to make the initial base chocolate layer, you're going to need 200 grams of chocolate, 50 grams of butterscotch chips or the butterscotch syrup, and 64 grams of peanut butter. And you're going to melt them slowly on either heavy based pan or the traditional bowl on top of boiling water thing. So that first chocolate layer was slightly weird, it just didn't melt enough. I don't think it's working. Okay, so I've come to the conclusion that my first attempt at that chocolate was really so horrible, it was just going to crumble. So I've discarded it. I'm going to start again. Because I bought enough ingredients too. I add about that much of peanut butter in. I don't want to add too much because I'm not sure what went wrong in the first one. So, when my first thing went wrong was using that butterscotch, because now look, I've got a nice runny, chocolatey base. So your chocolate should end up looking like this. So now I'm going to add my Snickers to make a Snickers wall within my Snickers bar. The chocolate's cooled kind of just enough, I think. It might melt my Snickers bars slightly, but I want to get them in there. So as you can see, I've made a Snickers wall. Inside that is going to go the caramel when the chocolate is set, and everything else is going to build upon this. So you're going to have the inside this wall, and everything else builds up. Now, while it's out and I'm building this wall, I'm going to stick another lot of Snickers on top using marshmallow fluff to stick them together. You can kind of see the wall being built up. So this is what your Snickers wall will look like. So, the moment of truth. The Snickers has been in here for like an hour, I think. Yeah, it's looking good inside and frozen. Okay, so the next layer I'm going to make is the caramel layer. And I've got this caramel sauce, which is the closest you can get in the UK to caramel kind of cubes. I'm going to measure out 1.5 cups of peanuts and add it to the caramel mix. So if you're making this in America and you can actually follow the proper recipe, then go for it, because it's going to end up better. whereas I'm improvising. So now we're going to add this to our Snickers wall. As you can see, my caramel layer is complete. I did have a few leakages, but I managed to plug them up with marshmallow fluff. So I think put the chocolate all around the Snickers wall. It's now looking a bit like this. I'm now going to do the second layer of the Snickers wall. Again, using marshmallow fluff as my glue because it worked very well last time. So while the giant Snickers is in the freezer, hopefully setting, I'm going to start making the nougat layer. So what I've got here is I've got sugar, butter and evaporated milk, and I'm going to heat that up and then mix it with marshmallow fluff and peanut butter, because everything in this recipe has peanut butter in it. Pour a bit in at a time and mix it in with the marshmallow fluff. So now I think we're ready to add this to this. I'm going to put this back in the freezer and let it set. Okay, so we're ready to add the final layers of chocolate. So I'm really carefully going to pour this all like kind of around first and then over. Okay, so unfortunately I've run out of chocolate and I still need a bit more to completely cover the giant Snickers bar because it is huge. But unfortunately it's a Sunday and it's past 4, which means the shops are shut. So I'm going to have to go out tomorrow morning and grab some more chocolate and hope it sets in time. So after that final layer of chocolate, the whole thing was complete and it just had to set for about 2 hours before we could cut into it. Cutting into it was extremely hard, and it does look like chocolatey gooey death.
So that much that way?
Yeah. Even might need a serrated knife. So I hope you've enjoyed watching my video of making a giant Snickers bar, and if you choose to make one ever in your lifetime, I recommend a lot of research beforehand, and also let me know and film it so I can check it out. So that's all for now, so bye!